This is my school. This is my teacher. These are my friends. And this is my best friend, Dan. One day, me and Dan were in the playground, and another boy started saying horrible things to Dan. The boy was bullying Dan, and it made him feel upset and uncomfortable and alone. But he wasn't alone, because he had his friends. Me, Jamal, Noah, Maisie, Asha, and the other Dan, who's an anti-bullying ambassador. We told a teacher what was happening, and they helped stop the bullying. And Dan didn't feel upset or uncomfortable anymore.
I'm putting up my hand and pledging to put an end to bullying.
Welcome to the Big Anti-Bullying Assembly 2021. Brought to you by the Diana Award and Nationwide Building Society, building mutual respect together. Starring Tilly Lucky, Dee Graft Mensah, Dr. Alex George, James McVeigh, Sam Retford, Nikki Lilly, and Will Poulter. And here's our hosts, Tilly and Dee Graft.
School is an amazing place most of the time, but it can also be a scary place sometimes, especially if you feel like you're all alone. And even more so if you're experiencing bullying behaviour from other children.
But what is bullying behaviour? How can we spot it? And most importantly, what can we do about it? So you might think that bullying behaviour means being unkind to someone about the way they look or how they speak. Or think it's hurting someone by hitting or kicking them. Or maybe saying nasty things about someone by spreading rumours or saying horrible things online.
Well, bullying behaviour is all of those things and more. Bullying behaviour means repeated negative behaviour that is intended to make others feel upset, uncomfortable, or unsafe.
Perhaps you'd like to pause the film here and talk in your class about what that means.
Thanks, Tilly. See you soon, everyone.
A lot of people wonder, what is bullying? What is teasing, what's bullying, what's just having a joke? I think that anything that you experience that is causing you upset or harm, whether that's physically, emotionally, that to me is bullying.
To me, bullying is when someone goes out of their way to make you feel left out or isolated and is unkind to another person.
It's that constant feeling of feeling slightly out of sorts and nervous, which I don't think is a healthy environment, especially when you're at school.
But if people are calling you names that you don't like to be called, they're teasing you, they're making you feel sad, they're pushing you around, that to me is bullying.
So that's what bullying behaviour is. But did you know that there's more than one type of bullying?
There's verbal bullying when someone repeatedly says horrible things to upset you, like calling you names, making hurtful or racist comments, or shouting and swearing at you.
There's physical bullying, when someone repeatedly uses physical contact to hurt, upset, or humiliate you. They may hit, push, chase, or try to trip you up.
And there's indirect bullying, which is when people do or say horrible things behind your back to upset you, like not letting you join in with things, spreading rumours, stealing from you, or damaging your things. Indirect bullying can also happen online, like posting or sharing nasty comments or photos about you on games, or sending horrible text messages.
We've just seen and heard all the words that we use to describe bullying behaviour, but what does it actually feel like to experience this?
Ever since a young age, I was bullied and called names, which wasn't so great. It affected my school life, my home life, and my friends around me. Well,
it definitely made me feel small, insignificant, unwanted.
People making me feel isolated and alone.
Feeling like you're not good enough for something or good enough for someone. Feeling like people will be ashamed to sing with you.
I had acne and spots at the time, and they were teasing me, and it kind of built up to kind of some physical stuff as well, like pushing and shoving. And to be honest, it really affected my enjoyment of school.
I got bullied really bad as a child, really bad. And I hated school, and I never finished school because of it.
I got pulled down the corridor by my hair, I was hurt, I had names called at me, I had my stuff thrown off the school bus.
I was bullied and it was cyberbullying, and even though people think it's not a big deal and
I'll just get over it. It's really not as easy and as people make it sound.
When I've received horrible comments from the same people over and over online, it can really affect your self-confidence and the way that you perceive yourself, the way that you perceive certain things.
You never forget the feeling, so you'd never forget what happened.
It felt like I couldn't escape. It was everywhere I went. Everyone I looked at, they were looking at me, laughing at me.
I went home crying every day because I didn't know what to do about it or how to deal with it.
You feel like you can't do anything, it's just going to happen for the rest of your life.
I'm putting up my hand and pledging to put an end to bullying.
Those people are all very brave to speak out about their experiences. And because they chose to talk about it, they were able to find the help they needed. It is scary at first to talk about what's happening to you, but it's the best way to make it stop.
But who do you talk to if you are experiencing bullying behaviour? Who would be the people you could ask for some help? Your parents and guardians, of course, and a member of staff at school. But who else? Who would you turn to?
The 5-Person Support Network.
Hi, I'm Nikki Lilly, and you may know me as a charity campaigner, TV presenter, and a YouTuber. I'd like to talk to you all about something called the 5 People Support Network. These are the 5 people you trust the most to be able to help you with any problems you have. They could be the people we've already talked about, your parents and guardians, or a teacher. But they could also be a best friend or a big brother or sister. For me, my support network would be my big brother and sister, best friend, and mum and dad. Now would be a great time to pause the film so you can talk about all the different people who could be in your support network.
Thanks, Nikki. Remember, your support network can include anyone you feel safe talking to or you trust.
It's important to remember that we all have support networks, and for me, my support network is my friends, family, and even little sister. It's just so important to remember that you don't have to face bullying alone.
I think who I'd go to in a time of need, and I have previously gone to, is always been my family. They've always been incredibly supportive to me.
In primary school, people who are part of my support network were my friends. I really trusted and valued my friends' thoughts and opinions on things.
There were people within school and outside of school. So it was my friends Sam, Mark and Adam. My mum was absolutely amazing, a really good source of support for me, and also a teacher, Mr. Harris.
I hope you all came up with lots of people you could turn to if you ever needed help. After this assembly, why don't you try this activity to work out who would be your 5-person support network? Draw around your hand and on each finger write down the name of a person you could turn to for help. It could be anyone you trust. This is your 5-person support network. But did you know there is one more group of people that can help you? Children and grown-ups that are in schools all over the country. They're called anti-bullying ambassadors.
Hi, I'm Will and I'm an anti-bullying ambassador. There are thousands of anti-bullying ambassadors across the country working to try and make school a safer and happier place to be. And you could be one too.
My name's James McVeigh from the Vamps, and I've been an anti-bullying ambassador for years now, probably 7 years. And what is an anti-bullying ambassador, you ask? Well, it's someone that stands up for their peers.
They speak out when they see bullying, and they help those around them by being conscious of the behaviour between the people in their classrooms, in the hallways, in the playgrounds, wherever bullying might take place.
Sometimes going to a teacher or even your own parent or even your friend can be slightly daunting, but having someone in that school environment that understands how everything works is a real lifeline for many people. I wish that I'd had an anti-bullying ambassador when I was at school.
I think it's a really, really responsible, honourable thing to do. And I think it makes a huge difference to the school environment and can make a massive impact on the lives of lots of young people.
Becoming an anti-bullying ambassador is a great way to help make your school a happier and safer place. It's so important, so I really urge you to sign up now.
If you would like to become an anti-bullying ambassador, speak to a member of staff at the end of this assembly.
I wouldn't have gone to my mum and dad, I wouldn't have gone to my brother or my sister. So I think children doing it, the more approachable.
It's not just one-on-one anymore, there's cyberbullying, and I think the skills they're learning now can do nothing but benefit them.
As anti-bullying ambassadors, we run safety sessions so that the kids know what cyberbullying is and how to deal with it.
Round Tower have anti-bullying ambassadors, and that makes me feel safer than I was in my last school because you can tell them anything.
I've just seen the incidences of bullying go down because of the power that these children have in the school. They're walking around, they're looking around. We have just such a huge emphasis on positivity. I feel that they can change things, and they have changed things.
The anti-bullying ambassadors can help you. If people are annoying you, then you can tell them, and then they will stop, and then they will sort it out. I feel grateful and thankful as well.
There's tons of people in the world that need helping, and I just wanted to help as much as I could.
I'm putting up my hand and pledging to put an end to bullying.
Being an anti-bullying ambassador sounds like a really amazing thing to do, and you can find out more about it from your teacher after this film. But of course, you don't have to be an anti-bullying ambassador to be able to make a difference. If you see something, say something. And if you're even slightly concerned that you might know of someone who's experiencing bullying behaviour, speak out to your teacher or to staff in your school. Be there for the person being targeted. Stand by them, offer your support, and help spread kindness by being a kind and respectful person.
And if you are the one experiencing bullying behaviour, remember, you don't have to suffer in silence. And don't try to fight back either. Speak out to someone you trust so they can help put a stop to it. It takes a lot of strength to speak out, but you're helping to keep your school safe when you do.
I think it's really important that our time in school is as enjoyable and as happy as it possibly can be. And we have a responsibility to the people around us, the people sat on your left, on your right, behind you and in front of you, to make sure that their time at school is as fun as it can be.
To everyone watching this, you have the ability, the power to make a difference. You can support people who are experiencing bullying, you can stand up to bullying, you can be there for someone, so please, 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 take action, be that difference.
Bullying is not okay. No one should have to go through it. If you see someone being bullied, please don't just watch it and just be silent about it and let it happen.
Don't think that you can't make a difference, because you definitely can. Even something as small as being kind yourself, smiling at somebody and spreading that kindness and just being nice to everybody or helping somebody out when you see they need it.
I didn't have any anti-bullying ambassadors at my school when I was younger, but I think they would have been the perfect person to go to, because sometimes it's quite scary to speak to your parents or even a teacher about it. But having someone in my year group would have been perfect, that stepping stone to help beat the bullying.
So if you're watching this video now, I want you to remember to be there for your friends. Make sure you're asking them if they are okay. And if you see one of your friends is upset or not having a very good day, just let them know that you're there.
We all have a part to play in helping to put an end to bullying. So I'd like every one of you to join us now and say these words. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm putting my hand up and pledging to put an end to bullying.
And that's all from us. A great big thank you to everyone who joined us today, and an even bigger thank you to all of you for watching and being part of the Big Anti-Bullying Assembly. Bye.
A great big thank you to everyone who took part in the Big Anti-Bullying Assembly 2021. Before you go, don't forget to share your photos of your class taking the pledge at @AntiBullyingPro, #AntiBullyingAssembly. And remember, the Diana Award offers free anti-bullying ambassador training to primary and secondary schools across the UK for free. Details are on the screen now. Thanks for watching the Big Anti-Bullying Assembly 2021, brought to you by the Diana Award and Nationwide Building Society, building mutual respect together.